So I just finished a book, and so it is time to do my final book box. Try chapter. We are finally here. We're down to 4. I am not sure what these are, series or standalone at this point. It was just the 4 that was left over, you know? So that is where we are. It is Easter Sunday, so I have to go to my grandma's today. So I think I have like 25-30 minutes to do some reading. So that is what we are going to do. I think these 3 are Fairy Loot, and then this one is Hella Lovely. So we shall see. But let's get into it, and I guess we'll go this order. Okay. So the first one is Bonesmith by Nicki Preto, which I don't believe I have tried to read anything by her before, but I have heard her name. I will tell you, this cover, heebie-jeebies. This, the edges also gives me the heebie-jeebies. I'm guessing I'm going to skip on this, but I will give it a shot. I just feel like it's going to be like creepy. Oh, look at this one. I was like all over it. I kept a little thing, the, like card that came with it, and the bookmark. Was I? Oh, the end page art is the same as what was on the card. So, you have that. Ugh. These end pages, that's not as creepy. These end pages. And then, is there any art? Okay, so a reverse dust jacket. This seems to be what we started doing with Fairy Loot. So I actually am curious. Let me look this up and see if it is a standalone or a series. It is a series. I'm assuming a duology. Yes. It is a complete duology. So in the Dominions, the dead linger, violent and unpredictable, unless a bonesmith severs the ghost from its earthly remains. For Bonesmith Wren, becoming a Velker, a ghost-fighting warrior, is a chance to solidify her place in the noble house of Bone and impress her frequently absent father. But when sabotage causes Wren to fail her qualifying trial, she is banished to the border wall, the last line of defense against a wasteland called the Breach, where the vicious dead roam unchecked. Determined to reclaim her family's respect, Wren gets her chance when a House of Gold prince is kidnapped and taken beyond the wall. To prove she has what it takes to be a Velker, Wren vows to cross the breach and rescue the prince, but to do so, she's forced into an uneasy alliance with one of the kidnappers, a fierce ironsmith called Julian from the exiled House of Iron, the very people who caused the breach in the first place, and the House of Bone's sworn enemy. As they travel, Wren and Julian spend as much time fighting each other as they do the undead, but when they discover there's more behind the kidnapping than either of them knew, they'll need to work together to combat the real danger, a dark alliance that is brewing between the living and the undead. Okay, so I read that. Honestly, I kind of figured just from like the cover, but definitely the synopsis, I feel like this is probably just gonna creep me out. There was nothing particularly creepy in the first chapter. I just don't think so. And there's nothing like catching me in the first chapter either. So I'm just going to pass on this, and hopefully it will find a home with somebody who loves it. Okay, next we have another one I'm apprehensive about because of the title. It is called If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. It is very pretty that it like kind of like disappears, and it does on the edge too. But and like the edges are very pretty. These ones are just like black, but, or maybe, no, I would say black. So, ooh, the end pages are the same. Oh, Franny's gonna have to go to the bathroom, I think. So this is the cover. This is like very like shiny, and then this is like more matte with like a shiny element, which is interesting. And then the dust jacket is again like the reversible cover. That's pretty. Oh, let's look this one up. I feel like the regular cover, like, that girl does not look Asian. But on the regular cover, she does, which I feel like is a choice that was made. I get sometimes with, like, art, like, on this one, too, like, you can see more of her eyes. I feel like she looks, like, Hispanic or something. It is a standalone. It's just trying to stay on top of all her classes, excel at her extracurriculars, and prepare for college, which means not speaking to the dead, an ability she inherited from her grandmother. Ghosts are trouble, and Carrie doesn't need to add their problems to her own. But then she stumbles upon the body of Zach, the super popular but very newly dead high school golden boy in the woods, and guess what? He wants her to resurrect him. Cue trouble. Okay, so I am going to pass on this one. I feel like if I was in high school or maybe shortly out of high school, I would be more interested in this. I don't think it's going to be that creepy. I think the synopsis kind of gave me like slight Mediator vibes by Mike Cabot, which does freak me out occasionally, I won't lie to you, but that is a series I have enjoyed. But there's just I don't mean that if you hear something, it's the cats, they're playing, or maybe it's just Oscar playing with a spring in their tunnel. I'm gonna use a word and it's gonna sound insulting, but I don't mean it in an insulting way, and that is immature, which I just think for me at this point in my life is not going to work for me. And like right now, Zach, which I assume this is Zach, is kind of like they have like an antagonistic relationship, which like I don't fully understand why. But he is alive right now. So yeah, I think, you know, it's just, it's not for me. Oh, I'm like, why is this? So here is, I did have this in there. She looks a little Asian here. She's Chinese American, so I do really like her signature. It's in the book too, because she has the sun, because the author's name is Miranda Sun. I'm just going to pass. Again, I think I might have liked this at a different time in my life, but not right now. So, okay, and I think we have time for one more book. You can keep playing. And that is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. I have read a book by her before. I read, I think it was her debut book, Woven in the Moonlight. Did not read the synopsis or the sequel, and like I've never really felt the desire to. But I think I liked it well enough. I feel like this was, oh, it's dedicated to Rebecca Ross. I do like her. I think this is kind of like maybe like the Mummy vibes. I hope this is not. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this takes place. Oh, okay. I was very confused because I was like, I know Woven in the Moonlight takes place in South or Central America. I can't quite remember where. Okay, so she's Bolivian. Like, her parents are Bolivian immigrants to the U.S., but I was like, this looks very Egyptian. But yes, I think maybe that's why people say. I have never seen The Mummy. I'm curious. People seem to really like it, but where can I watch it? But it does have this pretty, like, I really like this embossing and stuff. And the edges are very cute. Oh, I was like, oh, that's pretty. And then I realized it's hair. It's giving Isabella from Encanto. Isabella, your boyfriend is here. Oh, that's funny. Her name's Isabel. Let me see. I think this is a series. I think this is like another duology. It is a duology. So, in the glittering society of 19th century Buenos Aires, Inez Oliveira has everything except the one thing she really wants, her parents, who frequently leave her behind on their globe-trotting adventures. Then she receives a terrible letter. Her parents have passed away in mysterious circumstances. Determined to uncover the truth, she set sail for their last port of call, Cairo, bringing only her sketch pads and an ancient ring that her father sent to her for safekeeping. But upon her arrival in Egypt, the ring flares with ancient magic, and Inez is thrust into a treacherous game that could threaten her life, and into the path of her new guardian's infuriatingly handsome assistant, who seems determined to thwart her at every turn. Yep, The Mummy meets Death on the Nile in this lush historical fantasy in 19th century Egypt, filled with adventure, a rivals to lovers romance, and a dangerous race. Okay, so it was really just the prologue, but it was pretty long. And it wasn't like a prologue, like we were with Inez, so I feel like that's fine. I am interested in this. We'll see how the last one goes. I am more interested by the synopsis of this than the first chapter, although like it was interesting. I find the writing engaging. It's not like the most amazing, beautiful writing I've ever read in my life or anything, but I find it engaging. I do like how she incorporates Spanish into it. I think she does a very good job of making it approachable and feel natural. While obviously we would assume these characters are speaking Spanish. In reality, not English. But I like it, and like she doesn't explain things, which I've talked about this before. I think that there is a line there. Obviously you want your readers to not be like super confused, but also like a character would not stop and explain like what a word means, because she understands what it means in English, like, you know what I mean? So yes, it sounds interesting. It is played by Rebecca Ross and Stephanie Garber and Elizabeth Lim. So we shall see. Although, am I up for another adventure tale? Because, I don't know, might be a little intense for me right now. I may be in the mood for just a romance. We'll see. But I think I will definitely hold on to this if I don't pick it up. So I do have to get ready to go see my grandma and stuff now. But somebody has decided, oh, are we gonna get up? Or are you gonna lay back? Okay, I'm gonna lay back down. Of course you are. I do love you, but I have things to do. I thought I hit record like 3 minutes ago. So I am back from my grandma's. It's actually been a while. And I've done nothing since I've been home, so that's good. But I would like to take a shower, so I need to do this so I can shower. And then maybe make some mashed potatoes for the week, but that is no longer looking likely because it's after 8. But I think I would like to maybe get another load of dishes in. We'll see. Or hand wash and stuff. I don't have a cup for work, so I'm gonna have to wash something. So can I grab my book, sir? Ooh. Okay. So now we have the one romance novel, and it is Here With Me by Samantha Young. I've only read one Samantha Young book before. I've read On Dublin Street, and I remember nothing about it. This is from, oh no, this is from the bookish box. I thought it was hella lovely, but it's the bookish box. I don't love this format. Something about it feels like it's going to be, actually, it doesn't feel like it would be that hard to read, at least like when it gets bigger. Because it feels very like narrow, and it is a chunker. But it might be on Kindle Unlimited, I don't know. This is a series, but it's like contemporary romance, you know, so it's like one of those. Like it's a pretty enough a cover. Are you just gonna do this? Oh, okay. Yeah, your sister needed cuddles earlier. Oh, I think you do need more food in your food bowl, huh? Is that what you want? I'll get you more food, but you don't need food all the time. That's how you become chunky boy. I know, but it's important that you be a healthy boy. I'm sorry if you can hear him. He is so loud. Alright, I'm going to read the synopsis. Hopefully you can hear me over him. Settled in the tranquil remoteness of the Scottish Highlands, Ardnach Estate caters to the rich and famous. It is as unattainable and as mysterious as its owner, ex-Hollywood leading man Lachlan Adair, and it's poised on the edge of a dark scandal. After narrowly escaping death, police officer Robin Penhaligon leaves behind her life in Boston in search of some answers. Starting with Mac Galbraith, the Scottish father who abandoned her to pursue his career in private security. To reconnect with Mac, Robin will finally meet a man she's long resented, Lachlan Adair. Hostility instantly brews between Robin and Lachlan. She thinks the head of the Adair family is high-handed and self-important, and finding closure with Mac is proving more difficult than she ever imagined. Robin would sooner leave Ardnach, but when she discovers Mac is embroiled in a threat against the Adairs and the exclusive members of the estate, she finds she's not yet ready to give up on her father. Determined to ensure Mac's safety, Robin investigates the disturbing crimes at Ardnach, forcing her and Lachlan to spend some time together. Soon it becomes clear a searing attraction exists beneath their animosity, and temptation leads them down a perilous path. While they discover they are connected by something far more addictive than passion, Lachlan cannot let go of his grip on a painful past, a past that will destroy his future if the insidious presence of an enemy lurking in the shadows of Ardnach doesn't do the job first. Okay, so that was again a prologue, but it's like the kind of prologue that's like setting up the story. Why am I reaching for a bookmark? So I'm hit or miss on this one. I'm a little apprehensive about its length. I feel like we are making romance novels too long, but I think the synopsis sounds interesting. This one is hard because I am slightly more interested in, is it What the River Knows? Yes. But I don't think I want to read another fantasy right now. Like, I've just read so many back to back, and I am interested in this. So I think I'm going to go with this. Is that like defeating the purpose of this video? I don't know, but it's my video, so I can do what I want. So I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna try to read some more tonight, but no promises on that because it's getting late. And I need, it's 8:30, and I in theory need to like go to bed at a reasonable hour. So I still have a little munchkin right here. I know, you're so cute. Also, I was like sitting here and I was like, I feel like maybe I should read in here more. Like, I think that this, like in my head, this chair is uncomfortable. But, like, it's not that bad. I don't think I'd want to read in it for like 4 hours or something. But it's pretty good. And honestly, laying down on the bed upstairs is nice to read, but it's much easier for certain creatures to lay on me up here, and then it's hard for me to read. Whereas here, he is like forced to lay in my lap. So, oh my gosh. You are just the most adorable man.
What are you saying? If you weren't such a poo-poo head, you could go.
Hello, I'm 50% of the way through Be Here With Me? I cannot remember the title of this book to save my life. And it is past canned food time, so I am being yelled at. I don't know what to say. I think I'm enjoying it. I feel like it's probably going to be a tad long. It's definitely suspensey. So there are multiple plots going on, really. So we have suspense plot. So there is somebody, basically we get super stalker of some kind, threatening Lachlan, and everybody he cares about, but like mainly him, right? Are you gonna be a good boy? And so there is that plot. Then there is the romance plot between Lachlan and Robin. And then, which is kind of like a, not enemies to lovers, but like they don't particularly like each other at the beginning. Mainly because of plot number 3. Robin and her dad Mac. Mac works for Lachlan and they're like BFFs. And Lachlan does not want his BFF to get hurt by his daughter. But Mac is happy to have his daughter back in his life because he didn't want to lose his daughter in his life. So there's all that drama. So those are like the main plots we hear of. Lachlan loosely has some stuff going on with his family, but that's not really a heavy part of this plot. I think that's mostly sequel bait. So I think we really just got 3 storylines here. So those are our 3 main plots. Now, Robin and Mac, we're having progress. I mean, I would say loosely we're having progress on all 3 plots. The suspense one, things are happening, but we're not getting anywhere. Mac and Robin are having talks, which I think is good. And I'm glad that we're not like dragging that out forever because we need some kind of movement here, okay? And it was hard, but I do kind of like that addition. Now, Lachlan and Robin, we are also having movement on, and I'm unsure how I feel about it. Like, the first time he kissed her, I was like, why? Like, they clearly were both, like, attracted to each other, but, like, why? Also, she was, like, just recently assaulted by somebody in your, like, club, like, coming on to her, and like, we had this whole spiel about her having, like, bodily autonomy and stuff, basically, and then you just kissed her. So, I mean, like, I'm not one to be mad at just a go for it kiss in a book, but, like, maybe not after we've had a bunch of, like, grandstanding and moralizing about it. Not that that other guy wasn't an ass. He was an ass. But, you know. So I am curious to see, like, how I feel about their romance going on. As for the suspense plot, I have a feeling I know who the baddie is, and if I am right, I feel like it was really obvious. I'm assuming there's, like, something more to it because, like, I don't know if that person is, like, manipulating other people to work with them, or like how that is working. I'm gonna be like a little sad if it's that person for other reasons, but I'm like pretty confident it's that person. So we'll see. But I did make a pretty big like chunk in it today. It's 11. I really need to go to bed. I am trying to be responsible with my sleep schedule. So you know, so I did stop reading. I was kind of interested to keep reading. I do think that this book is, did I ever say this? I think it is going to be too long. This book is over 500 pages, and I do not think it has to be. I do feel like we have moments that are like, even so far, that I'm like, why was this here? And there are a lot of characters, which I do think is a sequel bait thing, but sometimes I'm just like, who are these people? Like, and do I need to remember them? Like, do you ever, like, there's characters that you can just be like, oh, that, like, you just, like, tangentially know them, but, like, do you need to remember details that you're told about them? So, I don't know. I'm hoping I will finish it tomorrow. Don't think I will. Your sister go eat regular food. Just eat slow, Franny. You don't want to eat fast. I did get them a new food situation that's raised and slightly angled to see if that might help with her issues of throwing up her food. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it has helped. But yeah, so hopefully I'll finish it tomorrow, but I don't know if I will or not. Because I do have like a decent amount of stuff I need to do around the house. I got a good amount done today, especially considering this week I was very lazy. So, even though it's late and I shouldn't, I'm going to have a little snack before bed. Okay, I'm not done. I'm at 79%. I'm still like fairly certain I know who the bad guy is, but I just realized there was something I noticed earlier, and I just noticed it. There is a would you still say point of view, like a point of view change here? So the chapters alternate between Robin and Lachlan, but I noticed, I'm curious, I kind of want to go, I'm in my Kindle, so it's harder for me to go back because I'm painting my nails, so it's easier in my Kindle. And it was on KU, so but there was at least one Lachlan chapter that I realized it was told in third person, and I thought that was interesting because Serena Bowen has done that recently, where we have had the female character be in first person and the male be in third person. But the chapter I just read and this chapter right now, that both are Lachlan, are told in first person from his perspective. And that's weird, right? Like, am I crazy? Like, I don't mind the switching types of perspective between different characters, but the switching within the book is weird from a, like, editing standpoint. I don't know. I'm, like, tempted to go read reviews and see if other people have noticed this. Am I crazy? Have you read this book? Am I crazy? Does this happen? Okay. Let me go paint my nails. The cats are waiting for canned food time, but I gotta wait for my nails to dry, so then we'll do canned food time. And you can really hear the peepers. Okay, so I came upstairs. I feel like I am gonna finish this. Escalation is occurring. But since I was up here, I decided to check my physical copy, and my physical copy is definitely in third person, but the Kindle version is in first person for both characters. So I would guess that she made a choice to change it and edit it. Obviously, when you do edits, they do not happen in physical books. So that makes more sense. So this was not an editing mistake. It was, well, I guess technically it was like an editing choice, but it occurred after my book was published, which makes more sense. And I guess that is the danger of reading between different formats. I haven't felt a difference, like, about how I care about Lachlan, with the change in my Kindle, but, you know, also there is a mouse, a fake one, in my bedroom, like, doorway, and I keep seeing it out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, what is it? And then I'm like, oh, it's just a mouse, you're fine. But, yeah, oh, I am getting kind of tired. Should I just go to bed? Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting to do my final update, and I was about to go to bed. It's only like 7:30, but I am exhausted. I did finish Here With Me? Is that what it's called? I can't remember the title of this book. Actually, Sunday night, it's now Tuesday. I was gonna update yesterday morning, but there was a wee bit of a emergency, and there was a car accident in front of my house yesterday morning when I woke up. Technically, it was in front of my neighbor's house. And it was a truck and a motorcycle, and the motorcyclist did not make it. They were here. I was able to get out to go to work, but it was I was looking on my camera. I checked my camera to see if it caught any of the accident, but it didn't. But they were here until like 11. The accident was a little before 7 in the morning. It's awful. This road is horrible. I was telling the guy I work for, I was like, if I had kids, I wouldn't have bought this house. Even if I had a dog, I don't think I would have bought this house. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to risk it. So like the speed limit here is like 35 to 40. It switches, it's like 35 a little bit down the road that way, and then it becomes 40. And people rip down here, like easily going 50, 55. And there's a hill right down here. So because the truck was turning out of the driveway, I assume. Like, it's hard at my house to see the hill. Like, sometimes I get worried, especially if people are speeding. It's almost like speed limits exist for a reason. So like I avoid making a left out of my driveway if I can help it. Just because it's not worth it to me. But it's awful. I feel for both families. And like, I was seeing stuff on Facebook, people were like, this is the first nice day, which isn't like completely true, but today is, yeah, Monday was a very nice day, and it's going to be relatively nice the rest of the week. It's supposed to rain, but it'll still be like in the 70s. And that is when like the motorcycles start coming out and everything. And here's the thing. This is how I was raised. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in the right. So like, if you're riding a motorcycle and you are driving the legally proper way, like, you still need to be extra vigilant, because if you get into an accident with the car, you are most likely going to lose. And if you don't lose, you may hope you did. So I do know somebody who had a family member get in a motorcycle accident. He did survive, but his recovery was awful. So yes, it's just like walking across the road, like not at a crosswalk or not without like yes, you as the pedestrian are supposed to have the right of way, but again, you're gonna lose that battle. So I do walk and run on my road a lot, and I've never had an issue, and I try to be like very aware of what's going on around me. Like, I either wear only like one headphone, or I use my shocks so that they're like the open ear bone conduction, so I can always hear the cars. I always walk the correct direction. I only cross when like I'm 100% sure like cars are very far away. But this is honestly making me, and people walk down this road a lot. Like, I am not the only one who does. Like, this is a very active like walking road, and I don't know, like, there's a small neighborhood across the street, and a lot of times I'll just like walk across the road and then go in that neighborhood, and I don't even know, like, at this point, like, am I comfortable walking across the street? So I don't know. I'm probably just like really worked up right now about it, but like, you do have to be thoughtful about those things, right? So I mean, in the summer a lot of times I do go run up the canal and everything, but being here is a little easier. So it's very sad, and it's a reminder of a lot of stuff. So I was just very distracted with that. But anyways, I did finish the book. I think I did I say? I was right about who the big bad was. There was a little bit more to it, but to me it was like super obvious. Was it supposed to be obvious? Because I don't feel like I'm that smart. Like, I don't pick up on things like that. I do think the book was a little long. I may have said that before, that like I kind of got that feeling. It did feel like it was like dragged out a little bit. I did kind of like the romance resolution. I still don't like know if I like fully buy the romance between them, but like, I don't hate it. I'm not like, ew, no, they should not have gotten together. But it's just like, sometimes you don't feel the chemistry on the page, you know? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. There was definitely like a setup for the next book at the end of this one. I've read a Samantha Young book before. I read On Dublin Street. I think I own it. So this is my second one, and I don't remember loving On Dublin Street. Like I kind of the way I feel about this, like 3.5, 4 star, like maybe 4. I might give this a 3. I haven't rated it. Did I rate it? I don't remember. I should go look. Like maybe a 3. 3 feels a little harsh. I feel like people, like, even though I'm not on TikTok, I feel like Book Talk has like started infiltrating how I rate books, because like people need to see like an over 4 on Goodreads in order to like pick up a book, and that means that you have to have an inordinate amount of 5 stars, and I just do not hand out 5 stars like that. And it's like I haven't had a 5 star this year. Daniel Jensen coming soon though, so fingers crossed. But like I would say like 4 is probably my most common rating, but even if you give books 4 stars all the time, which I think is great, I think 3 is a perfectly good rating. Like, it is a good rating, but it like brings down ratings, so then I feel bad. And so I'm like, well, like, if it's more of like a 3.5 or like closer to a 3, like I feel like I'm starting to like convince myself to do 4s, and I don't like doing that. Like I've always said that like my rating, like I can't quantify it. I've tried in the past, and it's more of just like a gut instinct, and I've started having trouble with it. I think it's because of this, because I'm like starting to be like manipulated, because people are so hung up on like everything being like a 5-star read and like has to be like over a 4 or 4.5 and like that's insane. Like the number of 5-star ratings you would have to have for that, like the expectation for authors is just ridiculous. So anyways, but yes, so I'm considering trying to read another book by her. I don't know if I would read another book in this series. Like I'm kind of interested in the next one, maybe. I believe they're all on Kindle Unlimited, so it would be easy, but I think they're all chunkers like this one, and I think like the Dublin Street series is like a little shorter, so like part of me is like, oh, maybe I should go back to that, or I should look something up. If you really like Samantha Young and you have a recommendation, let me know, because I would like to give her like one more chance and then figure out if she's an author I like or not. But I feel like it may just be like her writing and I do not click. Like sometimes that just happens. Like somebody's not objectively a bad author, they're just not the author for you, and that is okay. But I feel like I need to give her one more chance. So yes, but so that was the last book. That was the last tri-chapter series vlog. Very exciting. We are all done. And now I get to start the historical romance reading vlogs, which I'm very excited. I think I'm actually going to film the first clip for that now, because I am going to start that book. And if I go to bed, I won't start reading tonight. But part of me kind of wants to. So we'll see. But I'll be wearing this pajama shirt. So yes. But thank you so much for watching. Bye.